Okay, today we're talking about solutions to equations with two variables. When you read that, it sounds like it doesn't have anything to do with relations and functions, but it really does. An equation with two variables really is another name for a function. That's why we're talking about it now. So remember that when we were solving equations before, just a simple equation like x plus 7 equals 10, the solution to that equation was the number that made it true. Whatever had to go in for x to make this true, so in this case 3, that was the solution. Well, now we have two variables. We've got a y that we don't know and an x we don't know. So the solution to this, to an equation with two variables, is any pair of numbers that make the equation true. Now, there's a slight difference between these. In the ones we did before, there was only one answer. 3 is the only number I can put in here and make this be 10. But in these ones, when we have two variables, there's actually an unlimited amount of possible answers. Okay? If I put in a 1 for the x, then I would have 3 times 1 minus 5. 3 times 1 is 3. Minus 5 is negative 2. So x being 1 and y being negative 2 is a solution to this. But it's not the only one. We could put literally any number we want in for x, figure out what y is, and those two together would be a solution. So there is an infinite number of solutions. We're going to, generally when we do these, we usually are happy with finding 4 solutions. So that's what we're doing on this one. It's complete table of values for the equation above. 5 to 6 minus 5. We've got x values to put in. We got to figure out the y values. So if I put in a negative 3, I would be doing 3 times negative 3, which would give me negative 9. Minus 5 more would give me negative 14. If I plug in 0, I'd be doing 3 times 0 minus 5. Of course, 3 times 0 is 0. Minus 5 is negative 5. If I plug in a 2, then I'd be doing 3 times 2, which is 6. Minus 5 would leave me with 1. And if I plugged in a 4, then I would have to do 3 times 4, which is 12, minus 5 is 7. And so it's really like completing a table of values like we did yesterday. Same thing. All you're doing is plugging these x values into this equation, simplifying this side to see what y is equal to. That's how you get solutions. So on this one, it's a little bit different. It just says to list 4 solutions. It doesn't give me any x values. When that happens, all that means is I get to pick my x values. So to get 4 solutions, I'm going to set up table of values, just like we did yesterday. So I'll have column for x's, then I have negative 5x plus 9, and then I have my column for y. And I'm just going to pick a couple 4x's to plug in. Now, some people do this and they're like, oh, let's put in 50 or 100 or 1,000, which is perfectly fine. You can do that, but you're just going to make it harder for yourself to solve this and simplify. So I would just choose 4 easy ones, like maybe like a negative 1, a 0, a 1, a 2, numbers like that. Then all I do is plug them in, just like I did yesterday. Negative 5 times negative 1 gives me positive 5. Plus 9 is 14. So plugging in is 0, and of course negative 5 times 0 is 0. plus another 9 is 9. If I plug in 1, that's negative 5. Plus 9 gives me positive 4. And if I plug in a 2, negative 5 times positive 2 is negative 10. Plus 9 is negative 1. So now I do need to actually list out the solution. So each pair, the x and the y, is a solution. So my solutions are, and we'll write these as ordered pairs, negative 1, 14, 0, 9, 1, 4, and 2, negative 1. These are the 4 solutions that I came up with. That's it. Very easy to do. And the other type of question that you'll see from this is it'll ask you, is a certain ordered pair a solution to an equation? Well, it's fairly easy to figure out. All you have to do is plug the numbers in, see if it makes the equation true. Just remember that the first number, so in this case the 3, is always going to be my x. Okay? So 3 is going in for x. And basically all I'm doing is simplifying and see if I get the right y. So 6 times 3 is 18, plus 10 is going to give me 28. I want it to get 8. So it's not the right answer, so no, this is not a solution. The correct solution would be 328. And that's all you have to do for those.